Perfect. We now welcome UFC Bantamweight Casey Kenney. Casey, thank you for the time, sir.
Sure, thank you guys.
We will take the first set of questions from Jay Anderson with Cage Side Press.
Hey, thanks very much. And Casey, obviously a huge fight this weekend, and I don't think I need to remind you of who you're fighting, Dominick Cruz, but just give us an idea of what it's like to be preparing for a name like that.
First and foremost, any fighter I prepare for, I focus on myself, sharpen everything that I have. But obviously, a guy like Dominick Cruz, that's why I got into this sport, to fight guys exactly like that, fight legends of the sport, and chase a belt.
When the call came and that name was offered to you, I mean, how surprised were you to hear Dominick Cruz as your opponent?
It was definitely a pretty surreal moment, but I knew that a top 15 guy was probably coming. And, if you look at who was matched up, look at the top 15, between top 15, top 10. I figured Dominick Cruz's name was probably somewhere in there, but it was a surreal moment. Got the text and, super pumped.
Now, Cruz is famous for saying he doesn't believe in ring rust. I'm curious if you're a believer in it because I know it's only been 10 months or so since he fought, but you've also competed 3 times since then.
Yeah, I'm never counting him out. He came back after a long time and won his belt. But for me personally, staying active, I couldn't have had a better 2020 to prepare me for Dominick Cruz at the beginning of 2021. So I like to stay active, and I think I perform better when I'm an active fighter. So that's just me personally. For him, I'll never count him out. He doesn't believe in ring rust, so I don't see any coming.
And this is obviously a big weekend for the division in general. You've got the title fight there at 259 as well. Jan versus Sterling. Who do you see winning that?
Man, I'd like to see Jan winning just because I'd like to fight him one day, and why not for a belt? So, but that's going to be a tough fight.
All right. Well, thanks very much for your time, Casey. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
We will take our next set of questions from Pablo Santamaria with Noti MMA Ecuador.
Hi, Casey. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, the first thing I want to ask you is, how do you feel of being the main fight on the prelims in such a big card, like with 3 title fights on the line?
It's a huge spot. This is a step up for me. The featured bout of the prelims. It's exactly the spot that I feel like I should be in, and looking to capitalize on it.
Okay, do you feel underestimated by a lot of MMA fighters or MMA fans because you're fighting Dominick Cruz and he's like, oh, he's going to beat him or something like that? How do you feel about hearing those comments?
Everyone's gonna have something to say. There's gonna be a lot of people to doubt you, but I got a strong mind, and my mind's bulletproof. So people can say what they want, and I know what I'm bringing to the table on Saturday.
Okay, if you get the W on this fight, where do you think you're going to be with the victory over Dominick Cruz?
I think it's the position that I need to be in. I want to go after a belt and taking out a guy in the top 15, especially a former champion. It's the direction that I want to be in. I don't think it puts me into a title shot, but I knock off 2 or 3 more wins this year, and I'll definitely be knocking on that door.
Okay, we have the title fight on Saturday, and who you think is going to win, Aljamain or Beard?
I'm gonna go with Jan. I think he gets it done in the later rounds.
Okay, and the last thing for me, would you like to send a message to your Ecuadorian fans?
A message to the fans?
From Ecuador, your fans from Ecuador.
Can you say it one more time? Ecuador. Oh, my friends from Ecuador. So I'll say hello. Fans from all over the world that support me. Thank you guys.
Okay, thank you very much, Casey, and good luck on the fight.
Thank you.
We will take our next set of questions from Damon Martin with MMA Fighting.
Hey, Casey, obviously this is a big opportunity for you. Were you surprised or impressed that, not only you got Dominick Cruz, but he accepted the fight against you? Because we do see a lot of times, guys in the rankings, guys who are former champions, they only want the top guys. They only want to fight the guys that ranked ahead of them, that kind of thing. And we don't see a lot of these kind of matchups. I love the matchup. Were you impressed that he actually took the fight?
Yeah, super grateful that I got this opportunity, but I think it's a step where he wants to go too. If he wants to be in the title contention again, just jumping back into a title probably isn't going to happen. So he needs to start with, the guys that are working their way up. And when you look at the list of guys in the Bantamweight division who are working their way up to a title, my name comes first, and or at least one of the first. And like I said, it's a great opportunity, and I'm glad he accepted.
Is there something to be said about beating a guy like Dominick Cruz might even be bigger than beating a higher ranked opponent? No offense whatsoever to some of the guys ranked ahead of him, but Dominick's, maybe the greatest bantamweight of all time. Is there something to be said about beating a guy like this versus maybe getting like the number 6 guy in the division or something like that?
Yeah, of course. You know, the first thing that they want to see when you become a champion or fight for a title is that you beat former champions. And there's a handful of them in the division, and why not start with Dominick?
I'm curious because Dominick has had so much time off that we kind of wonder where he's at. Obviously, he had to fight with Cody Garbrandt. No shame in losing that, and then 4 years later, comes back and loses to Cejudo. Again, no shame in that. But what do you expect out of Dominick? Because it's hard to predict where he's at in his career right now.
I prepared for the best Dominick Cruz that you guys are ever going to see, and if that's the one that shows up, I'll be ready. If the best Dominick Cruz doesn't show up, then I'll be ready as well. But I'm definitely preparing for him to be the best that he's ever been.
Last one for me, we've seen this before. When you get your opportunity to step in the spotlight, you get a chance to shine. Obviously, this is the featured prelim on what is going to be a massive pay-per-view. Do you feel like this is kind of your chance to kind of introduce yourself to a wider audience and kind of let the bantamweight division know that you are a serious threat? Because when you look at Dominick Cruz's record, there's only a handful of guys who have ever beaten him, and it is special to hold a win over a guy like that.
Yeah, definitely. I think my whole life, my whole career, the brighter the lights, the brighter I get. And no different on Saturday. I'm in the position that I need to be in to get where I want to be in the division. So looking to perform and capitalize on everything.
Thanks, Casey.
Thank you.
We will take our next set of questions from Augusto Niez-Gay with Somos MMA.
Casey, how are you doing?
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Casey, you have said it. You will face a legend on Saturday night. So how were the days before fighting someone like anything different in this fight week for you?
No, maybe just a little bit more media stuff, but that's pretty much all handled today. And, I enjoy all of that. But preparation, weight cut, training, it's pretty much all the same. Any other fight, there's nothing different here.
Okay, and what about your family and friends? Have you received any special messages before the fight saying anything special for you?
I got support from people all over. I try to make friends wherever I go, and they're giving me the normal support. But if you're my family, my friends, it's definitely a surreal moment for them as well, seeing me fight a guy like Dominick Cruz. So not only fighting for myself, but fighting for everybody that supports me.
Awesome. And what are going to be the keys for your victory, Casey? Yes, where are going to be the keys for your victory on Saturday?
Oh, the keys to victory. I believe first and foremost, just be myself, go out and put on a show like I always do. And 2, maybe a little bit of patience. Patience, I think, is going to be key in this fight.
And what do you need to be careful about Dominick's style?
Dominick's got a unique style. He does well when people chase him and miss a lot of punches. So not chase him so much, look for accuracy on my strikes. And I think it's going to be a good night for me.
Awesome. And my last question, Casey, you have fought 4 times last year. You're in a winning streak. So are you thinking to do that again on 2021 to stay active and keep winning?
Yeah, for sure. I like to fight that much. I'd fight 4 or 5 times a year if it was up to me. However, the position that I'm putting myself in, I see it may slow down just a little bit, trying to get the right fights, trying to get the right ranked opponents to get where I need to go. But I don't turn down many fights. So if the call comes, I'll be ready.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Casey, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
We will take our next set of questions from Omar Mertzavci with S Sport.
Hello, Casey. How are you?
Good, dude. How are you?
Thank you, sir. Casey, people always asking your opponent, Dominick Cruz, they say he's a legend, he's a former champ. Is it annoying thing? What do you think about that?
they pretty much rattled off everything that he's done, all his accomplishments, which are, you know, right in front of everybody's face to see. And, you know, he's had quite the career, but, you know, I'm working my way up. I'm looking to make my name in the division, and, you know, it's a good clash of the old veteran coming, you know, seeing if he still got it, and the up and comer trying to prove himself.
Thanks, man. And my other question, you are usually someone who wins by decision. Will you try to do something different on Saturday to earn bonuses?
No, go out and be myself. You know, I go to a lot of decisions, but you guys can watch me fight. I'm definitely not trying to go the full 15 minutes. You know, I'm trying to take your head off. I'm trying to end the fight. Fought a lot of tough dudes when we went to decision, but, you know, same thing goes for Dominick. I'm coming out to put him away.
Thank you, Casey. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Casey. That is all the time we had for you, sir. We appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.